Good.
I don't understand TikTok marketing.
Yeah, but everyone's making money on it.
Yeah, sometimes I remember I'm a marketing major and people just want a way to spend their money.
People just need something.
Hi guys!
Ew, that was so cringy.
It literally always
Good
starts.
evening.
You're Sandra, I'm Jane.
I'm Sandra.
And I'm Jane.
Good evening, guys. Welcome to Sister Sit Down.
Welcome back.
Guys, today, episode 7 through 9. I always have to remind
No,
myself.
it's just
what
episode
you
8 and 9.
Oh yeah, episodes 8 through
2
9.
jam-packed episodes.
This season has really taken us for a roller coaster.
I took notes on my phone and on here, so this is
Okay, I have notes and I have pictures.
Let's jump right in, honestly.
Okay, so what is it? It must start with the Lydia and Uche and Milton fight because that's
Okay,
the
you
first-
you just love to skip over things, okay?
What?
It starts off with their marriage licenses. I said,
I
I
said
said
that was useless.
they really have no content. They have nothing to show
No,
us.
literally. No, speaking of the marriage licenses though, did you see how Milton was looking like he wanted to
Milton's
poo-poo himself?
been looking
The
miserable
man
for
said $74.
he's been looking miserable for quite some time.
Milton said $74 for my life.
For quite some time now.
For
He
my
was
life
very
and
upset,
sanity.
very upset with his
He
situation.
was shook. He doesn't even seem upset. He just seems like jarred, like he's not prepared. And it takes him so long to process things.
And his 24 shows every time he opens his mouth.
Literally.
But we don't. Let's chronological it, okay?
Okay, so you always have to start that because you're
Okay,
always actually
okay.
taking this from the beginning.
Yeah, because how do you skip all? I don't even. Uche's not
It's
even in these
literally
notes.
as soon as my first thought happens, I just watch. When my first thought happens, I
Okay.
write it down.
So next
You
is
just have a thought
what
for
happens
every part.
exactly because I need to remember every part. If anything, you should write down what scene it is, even if you don't have a thought. Because you'll be like, the first thing that had to it's not. That's not the first thing that happened.
And I'm wrong.
It
every
starts
time.
off with the girls going to the dress fitting. So
No, it doesn't. It doesn't start off with that at all. The dress fitting is so
I'm
far
so
into-
sorry, guys. That is these are my episode 9 notes.
That's so crazy of you.
I was ready to gaslight you. I said you're so irritating.
Wedding license to wedding dress, babe.
That was episode 9. Okay, so episode 8. Apologies. My bad. I really was like,
Looking in your face, ready to fight, literally.
I was like, she's so irritating. Okay, episode 8. So what does it start off? It starts off.
You said with marriage. Okay, so what the hell?
These are episodes 9. These are episodes.
You're so
8.
annoying.
So
So,
sorry.
my first thought was literally about their fight. I said how crazy it was that Lydia was making Milton. Remember when Milton walks into when Uche
Yes.
and Lydia are talking and he's like, he tries to, big up his chest to come be man and say, oh, I need to interrupt this conversation. And Lydia says, can we talk?
Yeah.
And he actually leaves.
Yeah.
This is where it's funny because, okay, my first kind of thought was, remember when he didn't want to be wearing the shorts that she was telling him? But low-key, obviously, she could tell him what to do. He's very young, whatever. But it was very ironic that she brushed him off to go away when her and Uche were having the conversation. But then when Uche and him were having the conversation, she was so quick to pull him away when she was talking to him. Like, she was like, no, you can't have this conversation. She's like, Milton, you can't have this conversation. Like, she was pulling him away from Uche.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, her need to control situations is so abrasive sometimes. It's just so jarring. But I was like, the next thing I was thinking was about Uche. I said, Uche's giving podcast, man, because everywhere he goes, he has to just plead his case. He has to just talk.
constantly on the clock.
Even when he was talking to the girls, I was like,
He's constantly
babe,
on the clock.
relax.
I have so many thoughts about Uche in this entire scene.
Oh, now you
but
do, okay.
Sorry, I was on the wrong episode. My bad.
No, I'm saying now you have thoughts about Uche. Last week you were saying
No, that's I thought what I thought, but it's also from a perspective of I don't want this man. So,
Max.
I started off saying, why is he talking to Milton? So like Lydia grabbing him might be abrasive, but in my brain I'm like, there's nothing you need to talk to him about.
Yeah.
There's nothing you could say to him that would be beneficial to their relationship. So in her brain, I'm like, why do you need to talk to him? And even
That's a good point.
even his, like, you could tell he wanted so desperately to be like, don't be with this woman, don't be with this woman. But
literally.
it's just like, there's no way you can go about that because you're like, don't hurt her. But like, I thought she was going to hurt you, but like, she's a crazy stalker.
Which is
but
so
it's like,
stupid to see him even fighting so hard this time because he was literally gaslighting the hell out of Aaliyah when she was saying, The girl gives me weird vibes. The girl literally every time we're talking wants to bring you up, and he's like, she's such a.
That's the red light it was.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen.
Hi guys. I'm Jane.
I'm Sandra.
And welcome back to Sister Sit Down.
Guys, we've had a couple technical difficulties.
Okay. We roll with
Just
it.
a couple minutes.
You didn't need to see that. I
keep
promise you didn't need
moving.
to see that. We're starting over.
Guys, so
Let's
I
jump
think
right
we
in.
went too far.
Episodes 8 and episode 9.
Oh, it was the episode 9 switcher that you were talking about.
Yeah.
earlier. Okay. Yeah.
I was
Now-
like,
now I'm
mm,
caught up.
Cut it.
Okay, guys, so we're gonna jump right in actually. Episode 8 starts off with Uche and Lydia and Milton's kind of triangle.
Like, I was like, why is he
that.
talking to Milton anyway? What does he have to say to Milton?
That's such a good point that you bring up, to be honest. I didn't even think about that because I just kept thinking about the fact that Lydia's need to like pull Milton out of the conversation, even though.
But it's because this is circling back to like you because in my brain, my partner I shouldn't have to grab him. Milton himself should already have left the conversation to be like, why?
That
You know
no, but why should he leave?
What does he need to talk to him
My
about?
thing is the dynamic between her shooing him away whenever
Yeah.
he was talking
It's embarrassing.
versus her pulling him away when he's talking to Uche
Yeah.
is weird.
Yeah.
It's a little bit controlling.
Yeah,
But
it is.
But I didn't think about the fact that why is Uche talking to him anyway? You're right.
From
about
the jump,
that.
the second they sat down, I said, "What is this
But
conversation?"
still, Milton himself is a baby. He's
No,
a
because
kid.
keep in mind that Milton and Uche's conversation even started with Lydia storming off and then Uche grabbing Milton like his
Milton.
dad and being like, "Come on, let's talk, bro."
because Milton
Milton shouldn't have been there.
Because Uche himself, when he was talking to Lydia, was like, "Can we talk? Like, can me and Lydia just have our own conversation?"
always
But then all of a
demanding-
sudden, Lydia doesn't give me the attention you want, and now you want to talk to Milton. That was my first and only note, though, the fact that Lydia kept pulling him, like shoot him away when they were talking, but then
This
pull him.
conversation kept jumping back and forth with Uche talking to Milton, to him jumping back to talking to the girls and the guys, because my next thought was Uche's disrespect towards black women is showing. Like, the way that he spoke to Miriam, I said, I only want to hear what Stacey has to say. What does Stacey have to say?
And Stacey too should shut
Shut
up.
up.
Should
This-
shut
my
up.
stand
And
of
this is
Stacey
where,
is done. It's
like I
over.
said, I was gonna say
It's
everything
over.
that I didn't have words for in the first episode about Stacey has come to fruition.
You don't need to
She
have the
showed
words
herself.
for it. Johnny said them
She
for
has
us.
showed herself.
Like,
Stacey is scary.
no, but again,
it's not even
Stacey,
just
it's
fully
because
Stacey.
she's being guided by a man.
No.
Yes.
That's
Because
partially true, but Stacey
her
is
hatred,
scary.
and it is because she's not a girl's girl. Her
Yeah,
vindictiveness
that's true.
towards Johnny is insurmountable.
By
And it
a
wasn't-
man who has no purpose, no direction, nothing.
And it's
This
so
is why I
wild to me.
stopped following Mandem. I will not say it loud enough. I will tattoo it on my forehead.
I don't want to get out of
Stacey?
order because I was really about. Let's go back to Uche, please.
And Mariam. No,
Please.
I have to finish this one.
Okay.
No, I don't have to finish it. I
We'll
just wanted
circle back
say
to
that. But no, Izzy and Stacey are both scary.
I said Miriam sees Uche's
Uche for
African
what he
self.
is.
She sees
Yeah.
this Nigerian man in front of her
She
face.
is Nigerian.
She stood up and said, "You will not make me cry like these other women."
Like these two. God forbid.
Bro, and I
This
even
is-
saw a
oh,
thing.
this
I
is
even
weird.
saw.
Oh, we have a conversation
because
for
he
after
he came for her job and her intelligence and where she works and what she does. And I saw this whole clip about how Netflix
They played
edited
it
her.
too
They edited
much,
her to
yeah.
seem like a ditzy idiot. Don't get me wrong. I love a little ditzy idiot moment, but like
Don't get me wrong, they
That
edited
woman
that real well because I was
has a
confused
whole
too.
fucking
But
thing-
the girl's smart.
She has a whole. Like, come on. She said, "I have a
John
degree from
Hopkins, she
don't
stood
play
up.
with
Don't play with me. Don't play with me.
They have smart
And it's-
women on this
no,
show.
What's scary about Uche is him coming for his own nation, for his own people.
Because he doesn't like
You're
black women.
weird. It's giving self-hate.
He doesn't like black
Are
women.
you okay?
We know. You from the jump.
Are you okay? No. Oh God, he irked me so bad when he did that. He didn't even give her the time of day. He didn't give her any eye contact, nothing. He said, I want to hear what Stacey has to say. Stacey herself sat down. Stacey. Oh my gosh, there's so much to get into after this. It's crazy.
Okay. We're talking about Stacey.
Yes. Once again, some more technical difficulties.
Sorry, guys.
You know, we're new at this one.
The camera shut down. The camera shut off.
So guys, we were really just about to
flame Stacy.
Get into Stacy. Really? What did he? Oh my gosh! This just reminded me when I was about to say. Remember when
the way we haven't stopped.
Izzy
we haven't gotten past the first 5 minutes.
I know when Izzy said, "You railed into Johnny." That's what I was thinking. We were just about to rail into.
But you see what I'm saying?
Like he's so weird.
They're both weird. They're both weird.
No, okay.
Because
So
I thought that was hot.
That's a good. That's a really good segue to where we literally distracted ourselves before.
But don't forget,
Uche
doesn't like black women, and he was ready to hear Stacy's opinion for what reason I do not know.
Actually, I want to finish on that. Actually, to be honest with you, because he really pissed me off with that. He did not need to show his ass like that in front of everyone. First of all, kudos to the girls for standing up for Miriam. Stacy pissed me off even more by as soon as Uche started to stand up for her, she tried to stand up for Lydia and Aaliyah. But then as soon as he started saying, "Oh, I want to hear what Stacy has to say," she sat down and was letting him rail into Miriam as if she shouldn't have stood up and said anything.
She's not a girl's girl.
So you're right about
that.
You're so right about that.
The vindictiveness he has against black women.
Uche's anti-blackness was showing right there. You could say anti-blackness, you could say anti-Nigerian, you could say self-hate, whatever it is. He was really not. He showed his ass there. But anyway, I actually am agreeing with you in the fact that Stacy is acting the way that she is. Partially because of Izzy, but Stacy innately is just not a girl's girl. Stacy herself is just not. She's like that. I feel that about her even outside of the Izzy situation.
We said it.
She's weird.
Because even Johnny's read of Stacy was in alignment with what you said. You were like, she kept that to herself. She thought she was doing XYZ. Like,
that's what I was thinking the first episode. I'm like, it's not even the fact that she was hiding, because I agreed with what you were saying in terms of you should keep a certain bit of it to yourself. But she was being manipulative about it. Even when Izzy finally proposed to her, she was giving me weird vibes when she walked in doing all this. That's the first time she cried, doing all this boohoo crying. Meanwhile, it's coming back to bite you because you were the fun girl. You weren't talking about anything. Why did you find out about his credit score 3 years later?
You know who knew about his credit score?
Johnny. And Johnny, like a fool, was still going to pick him. So like I said, Johnny and Aaliyah have dodged a bullet. But Stacy herself, this is what you get. You won. But what did you win? A crusty, a bald one at that. It's giving literally Barista Part 2. Because he walked into her house so happy. The girl has money. He said, "And Daddy," he was there swinging his feet on that chair. "Daddy will take care of us."
Okay. So next, we have...
I'm sick. What does happen next?
Next is the conversation with Johnny.
I said my only comment on this is Chris is amazing.
I know. That was never in doubt. I heard Chris has a girlfriend. I'm sorry, I have to find his Instagram.
Wait, why would you ruin that like that?
It's not a ruin.
And it's not
They're
Johnny?
not part of the show. They said he posted his girlfriend, so I assumed it's not Johnny, because if it was Johnny, they should say Chris posted Johnny.
Damn.
And then it's a spoiler. Like, I don't know his Instagram. I'll find it. So we have this fight with them.
This is what I think I have another comment about. I have comments about, like, Izzy and Stacy are fucking weird for, like, ganging up on Johnny like that. The fact that Izzy was so turned on by Stacy, like, going at her like that is fucking weird. And Stacy herself, this is where your comment about her not being a girl's girl is so real, because why do y'all feel so good? Oh, God, Izzy was so cringy at this part when he's so adamant about going at her while Stacy's there. Okay, Stacy herself is like, does he have a girlfriend?
I don't see any girlfriend picture.
Child.
Sorry, I heard. That's what I heard.
That's what the streets were saying?
That's what the streets were saying.
Okay, and I also have a comment about how Izzy tells on himself every time when he's lying.
He's such a bad liar,
He literally tells on himself every time, and I literally went back to give examples,
tell
right?
Me, because I'm like...
So there's one when he says... This goes back to a couple episodes back, I think, when he was talking about the drawer that he has of female stuff. If you let people like that talk, they literally just tell themselves. Because there's a comment where he says, "Do you think I'm trying to rub these other women in your face?" That's exactly what you're doing, Izzy. Yes. Thank you for letting me know. Yes. If Stacy was listening, if we as women would listen, you would hear. There's another comment where he says, he admits to Chris, when he's talking to Chris about Johnny, he literally says, "I'm not trying to convince you of anything. I'm not trying to convince you to be away." As he's literally trying to convince the man to not be with this girl. That's your own business, Izzy.
Chris, I stand.
He admits to Stacy he got so turned on watching her rail into Johnny.
Why? Why do you like to see women
And Stacey herself has moments where she kind of starts to see it because she's like, you're so passionate when you're talking to me about this kind of stuff. But like I said, remember when I said last week, the everything in his eyes is gone. He just has a dead look in his eyes. He doesn't like her. He doesn't like her.
Is that your takeaway from it though?
Takeaway from what?
I can't tell if that means I can't tell if he doesn't like her or he's scared.
I don't think he likes her as much as he is letting on. I think he sees the potential in being with her.
Yes.
But he doesn't like her enough to really be with her. Izzy can get girls. He wants to prove that to her, that he can get women. But he's probably not, he's
never going to get a woman of her caliber.
Ever. Not only that, he's, I don't know how to explain it in terms of like.
He wants to win the show.
I don't even know. I don't know. I actually didn't think about anything in relation to him in the show.
You can never exclude the fact that they are on a TV show.
Yeah, that's true. But somehow I always exclude that, thinking I'm just watching them.
But my thing, because did I ever tell you, my college roommates, I never know what I should share.
Yeah, don't share too much.
I know someone who was a casting producer on the show, and they talk about how, specifically for casting men, well, I don't know them personally, but for casting men, they almost like have to like pull these men out of the trenches. Like, men don't apply for shows like this. They like get on dating apps and are like, hey, are you tired of being single? Like, you know what I mean? So I can only imagine that like that's how this man pops up on the show.
I saw a TikTok about this. This girl was explaining how the men on the show, for example, are not they don't have an issue with like finding women. Their issue is that they're insane.
Yes, that's what it is. Because the only kind of think about the kind of man that wants to get married, right? To find that man, first of all, I don't think he would be on a dating app. But then to find him and to convince him to come on a TV show, if you already think they're a little shaky, they're for sure shaky.
Yeah.
Because they're here and you're watching them. Let's get back
First
to the
of all,
point.
I can somewhat empathize with the fact that he was really drunk and vulnerable when he was having his conversation with Stacey.
No, but he was drunk when he was talking to Johnny last episode. He was drunk when he was talking to Chris this episode, and he was absolutely plastered when he walked in with his wine glass goblet.
Even when he was talking to his mom, he was drunk.
This is cranberry juice, guys. I'm in my sober era.
And this is not. Cheers. Guys, actually that could be an episode in itself.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But
that's a good one. But let's not jump to their fight. I want to talk about the way that they handle this with Johnny. So first I said I do not know how Johnny's handling this because me personally,
I would have
crumbled.
I would be
like, because they're lying. You know what?
Yeah.
When I was a kid, my grandma.
This is where you need an attorney like Uche.
Because when I was a kid, my grandma would always say like, she's crying or like she can't defend herself. That's how you know she's lying. But it's like, no, I'm crying because you're lying on my name. You're lying on my name. So like, I was like, I don't know how this girl is doing. Like literally all of them just standing here ready to like go.
And poor Chris wants to defend her so bad, but they're getting in his head.
Because he at the end of the day, he is, because she's being transparent with him in the fact that yes, you were my second place. Yeah. Yes, like I should have handled it better and treated you with more respect.
And oh god, Stacey had a moment where she literally was like, I hate you because you're this and you're deceitful and you're this. Johnny low-key hit when she said, you're deceptive.
She said, go ask
because I can feel exactly what you're doing the whole time. Because I was open with all the girls that I liked Izzy. He was my first choice. And you literally played on the fact that I was the vulnerable one, but you were the fun one. She literally withheld all that information to just go back and play. Yep. And then she came back and said, oh, I won. That's why I had the screenshot first episode when she came in and said, it just means so much more when you have worked so hard. And then her face was scary to me because that was telling. And that's where I'm like, her and Izzy are the same because Izzy tells it himself too. When he's lying, he tells you what he's lying about. He literally tells you.
But I did also clock that as well in the beginning because I said Stacey's the kind of girl that can get the guy. She can do it.
But that doesn't help you win. That doesn't help you get to where you actually genuinely want to be. Find someone who loves you for you.
You got amen. I also think it's so...
his face when he's like, I saw you.
He's drunk.
Railing into her ass and it turned me on.
He also was trying to deflect from that conversation because they were having an actual conversation and holding him accountable and he said, let's discuss this instead. It's lighthearted. I loved when you were bullying another woman.
Ew, she's weird, bro.
What was I gonna say? I think it's so malicious to rally people collectively and speak on other people's behalf. For Stacey to sit there and be like... Because Johnny even said, go ask everyone how they feel about me. And she goes, I have, and they all don't. Exactly. They're all on my side. Meanwhile, when she went out there to talk to the girls, they said, I think everyone's a little heated. Like, we love you both. Why did you sit in that room and say everyone hates her then? Why did you say that?
I don't want to get into all of like the random things, like them arguing about her cooking but him not cooking, him cooking, her all these weird things.
They jumped back to the scene to talk about.
Not into this relationship.
They came back to talk about Izzy. Who is it? Lydia and Milton had this brief conversation, and I think they're just both being delusional. I really do. Because I love you and you love me. Who do Milton and Lydia think they're fooling?
Oh wait.
Cut the cameras. They had that little.
Okay, I'm skipping some of my Izzy comments to back to Milton then, since you're talking about Milton. Milton's family is not having it.
Bro, I love...
Milton's sister said, this is phony. This is jokes.
Bro.
This is weird.
The second they walked in that house, I saw a dark-skinned black woman and a light-skinned father.
She said, we're not falling for your script,
It's giving Fresh Prince. It's giving... Cut the camera. It's giving... Milton, you're 24 and I know you. She said, I know my brother.
Listen, so I read... This is what I started writing. Milton's sister is absolutely correct. Lydia can say whatever she wants. You're right when you said Lydia's acting, she needs an Oscar.
You jumped all the way to the episode.
No, you started talking about Milton.
Yeah, okay,
I started talking about Milton.
Go for it.
I said, Lydia can say what she wants, but Milton is not sure yet, and he's too young.
Yes.
The more you think about their age gap, it's even crazier. I am 26, babe, and I would not date a 24-year-old.
I'm a woman.
Babe, Milton's sister said, I haven't heard it from Milton's mouth. You can say what you want. Milton is not convincing me. So you're not convincing me.
Said, what did she... I thought I wrote a note about this. Milton's sister asked, why are you getting married?
Literally.
Why are you getting married?
And he himself doesn't know. It'll take him 2 years to process that question.
It should have been the simplest question. He said, chill.
Literally.
Chill?
You're asking too much.
Chill? You're gonna get married, right? Yes or no? Why is that? What do you mean chill?
Milton was stressed when they walked into that house.
You should have been prepared to answer that question, actually. Mm-hmm. Why are you getting married? Chill, bro.
But to be honest,
why are you laying on to me? That was her first question.
But look at their family dynamic. His mom has been married for a long time, successful marriage. His sister's married, now there's a nephew. Maybe he feels like he has to rush into it as well. But either way,
Milton showed up on here to be on a TV show. And he should not have proposed. You forgot? Isn't this the one that everyone said he broke up with someone to be here? As 24-year-olds do. Like,
he's a fool.
This is in Milton's hands.
It is.
I don't know.
Lydia will say yes immediately because she just wants to be married.
Milton needs to
get himself together, honestly.
No. I know you already paid $75, $74 for the marriage license, but you can say no. They were talking about I love you, I want to marry you. But, like, I want to marry you is so different in my mind than I want you to be my partner. Like, I want to be with you long term. I see a life with you in longevity. Lydia keeps focusing on marriage. I want to be married. And not even just I want to be married. Like, she's focusing on the ceremony of it all. Like, I want to put on my dress, and I've been dreaming of this. Like,
this is why Uche and her are literally the same. Because Uche is like, I'm ready to get married. Whoever it is.
And she even
are you gonna fit the bill?
No, even Lydia even said it to
Lydia.
To his family. And this is the part where it's like she really thinks she's convinced. Because imagine if this is the same thing with you. If you brought in any man, I'm not looking at him. I actually don't care about him.
Exactly.
I'm looking at you. I'm looking at the person I've been with for my whole life.
And I'll be like, as much as you want. Babe.
So like Lydia's over here saying the perfect answers and the family's reading her for filth. They're like, anyway.
They're like, that makes sense, but girl.
But she even said it to the family, like, Milton's everything I want on paper. I've been through
24!
They know their brother. What are you doing here? You don't need to convince them that he's a good person.
Sorry, I didn't even mean to interrupt you, but her saying, like, nobody has ever treated me this way, that's more of a red flag on you, babe. You're 30 years old and nobody has treated you the way my silly, stupid, unserious brother is doing to you.
She keeps talking.
It's crazy.
Like, no one's treated me this way. I've been through so much. I'm finally getting what I deserve. Like, this is what I deserve. Like,
no, you're scary.
A relationship is not what you deserve after going through turmoil. And with him?
No, she's scary, bro. She's actually scary. So if we need to go back, then I think I just had a few thoughts about Izzy.
I don't know what I said to provoke this, but I was like, Stacey holds all the power here. Was that the beginning of their relationship?
Stacey holds all the power up until the marriage.
Yeah.
And that's it.
Yeah.
She
like,
needs to be smart and say no. No, they won't be fine.
I mean, obviously not, but like
Izzy will. Izzy's not all the way. This goes back to your comment about him not being. This is rude, but low-key smart enough to be intentionally manipulative. But he's getting into this marriage for the benefits of it.
Yeah.
If she gets in this marriage, he's gonna take her for everything he can. He's gonna ride it and fake it for as long as he can. It's gonna be even harder when the cameras are gone, though, because
money is their problem.
He's gonna be rude as fuck to her.
Communication is their problem.
When he doesn't have to fake it for the cameras and come bring her gifts at the gym and things like that.
Cook for her when she asks you to.
But meanwhile, he's cooking for you on paper plates while the cameras are on. So what do you think it's gonna be like when the cameras are off? Babe, talk about him. You'd be lucky if he doesn't beat you, but he can't do that. He's gonna be awful to her when the cameras are gone.
He's not gonna beat her.
He's not gonna beat her, but I'm saying he's gonna be crazy. Internal.
Okay. Actually, it pisses me off, so stay on the phone. Let me give you your notes.
Such a hot mess.
What did I say?
Oh, your episode 9's on there. So
yeah, you're fine. What did I end on? I said, don't sneak. Don't sneak. I said, Lydia's really showing herself by calling Milton mature because, babe, why are you gonna tell his family he's mature? If anyone should know this, like his mom knows her child is a child.
His mom's just literally admitted, I had to push this boy out of my grips.
I had to tell him to grow up. So you telling me he's a grown up is very
sounds more about
news to me. That can't be where the episode ended. Did it end with that family?
I don't know, because my last thought was literally just, it's crazy. Like, thinking about their age gap now is even more crazy. It was literally my last thought.
Because it doesn't make sense. 24?
No, she's sick.
24? Like, I'm pretty sure I just skipped 24 in the dating pool.
Yeah, she's sick.
No, I was dating 24 when I was 20.
So, episode 9.
Episode 9. I said them showing us the marriage licenses, it made it feel more real, because I was like, they haven't showed us this before. Yeah. But I was also like, they're just giving us whatever role we have because we only have 2 couples left. They have nothing else to show us. My
first thought in this episode was, Izzy's worried about if she'd say yes because he's wondering if she'll be his meal ticket in life. He's like, I'm filled with love and happiness. The man is filled with anxiety and stress. He's like, we just have to make it to the altar.
Oh, wait. We didn't talk about Izzy and Stacy's like actual conversation. He's like, sometimes you don't make me feel like I'm good enough.
Yeah. Because I had a thought before about him saying, Izzy during his, Izzy saying he feels like he's putting in his best effort in every day with Stacy. Sounds like him saying, you're literally too much for me and I've been patient with your overwhelming personality. But his effort literally equates to bare minimum.
That's what I'm saying.
Is literally nothing.
He's over here saying like, I feel like you don't appreciate what I've done, but she's saying all the things that you promised me, you're not exactly. You don't feel like you're good enough because low-key you're not good enough for the standard that she set for herself. But she's still doing literally less. The man brought her a plunger, bro. He will never let you guys forget that it is Flower Monday, and he's been putting flowers in that vase, and he wants his flowers for giving you flowers. Like, do you want a cookie?
So listen, the next thought I had was back to this episode that you're talking about during the conversation. I said, Izzy during him meeting his mom
why does he lay on his
Stacy
like
is showing everything we need to know. His personality, his whole demeanor gave us everything. The man is sick. He was so much more comfortable when it was just his mom, and then when Stacy came in, he was stressed. He was
looking for his mom to not like say too much. Like,
I think I wrote his demeanor changes as soon as Stacy comes in. And I said, that's not a man that's in love. That's a man that's scared and making it work because it's better for him. LMAO, sorry. That's literally all I wrote, because he's trying so hard to make sure his mom gets a message that he's trying to put across. Yes. And his silly mom, his poor mom falls for it because Stacy's a good talker.
It just makes me sad because, like, in my mind, in terms of, like, relationships with the person that you're actually supposed to be with, and to be fair, I don't know that everyone has someone, so, like, I feel like sometimes the Stacys and the Izzy's of the world just have to make it work with the Stacys and the Izzy's of the world. But I feel like when you actually find your person or your partner, even, because it's hard to, like, discuss or describe relationships. I can't be like, I love them because, You should just look as the person as the family that I know and love. You should just look at me, and when you say why are you getting married, be like, I'll be like Sandra, because I love this man.
No, the thing that's crazy,
this is terrifying.
The thing that's crazy is you even bring that up is so telling. But not only that, to take it further, I feel like even you as a family wouldn't even need to ask that question. Because if you even just thinking about the past that we've been through, you wouldn't even feel the need to ask me
conversation
that. As soon as you see me in that situation, you would know this is why you're getting married.
The conversation
this is why you're moving forward now.
It would not be why should you be together? Like, you shouldn't be having to convince me I'm getting married. It should literally, it should be a conversation of like, babe, how are you feeling?
Exactly. Like, and they never even give an answer that makes sense. They never even give an answer that is like,
she makes me feel a way I've never felt before. We talk about deep things. Why have you not felt it before?
Yeah, that means you should keep dating because that's scary. Like, if you haven't felt it before, keep practicing.
And why does she keep calling him calm? Does he seem calm to you? Stacey keeps calling him like the calm in her storm, like he has a very calm.
She's crazy.
Even her family and friends keep saying he's calm. He doesn't seem calm.
I feel like maybe she's used to like more erratic people.
Coped up.
Because her family even talked about the fact that she's used to just picking people without like assessing what they are. But this is what she's done now. She didn't assess this whole time she was talking. Her mom said like this is a perfect situation for Stacey because she actually has to talk to these people. So the demeanor of Izzy is different than who she's been with in the past.
That's because you didn't get to see him when you
But it's not, but it's not the personality that she's used to. He, like a crazy person, not like a crazy person, I should take that back. But like, you see how when she's used to just running away and saying, but I don't like this, blah, blah, she stormed out in that fight because he was gaslighting her a little bit. He walked out to her and said, you want someone who wants to fight, so I'm going to sit here and fight. I'm going to hug you while you just take the abuse that I'm giving you. I'm using dramatic words, but still. He's the kind of person who will continue to chase her because he has to. She's your lifeline. What the hell?
That's your income.
She's your meal ticket.
That's your paycheck.
Okay, we should jump to episode 9.
Episode 9.
So all I started with was the fact that
they're trying on wedding dresses. Stacey goes, Vanessa, you're wearing white. Vanessa's pick me is showing yet again. Why are you here in white?
Listen, so this, after I watched a TikTok about this that made me think differently about it, and this was the fact that I said it's always a maroon/red flag when the girls or anyone on the show has one of their closest friends, someone else from the show. But someone on TikTok elaborated on the fact that who's the girl who
Renee. She was an almost bride.
She was an actual bride during that time because her mom was
she
there.
supposed to be there for?
Lydia made it seem like she was there for her. She said, I have my mom, I have Renee, and then she had her best
friend. The way
friend,
they cut it made it seem like... I thought Renee was there to try on dresses, but she didn't seem like she had any family, so it might have been like...
No, her mom was sitting next to her.
Oh, so she might have been there trying on dresses.
She was there trying on dresses. It's what this TikTok was elaborating on. They cut it to make it seem like she was there for Lydia. So that's like, I could take that out, but... And then mine goes back to Izzy and Stacey. I have so much to say about Izzy and Stacey. That's literally...
I literally went, they didn't cut Renee out. But I was thinking she was there to dry dresses. But no, I think they just couldn't cut her out of the scene. So they just made it seem like...
Yeah. Because that was going to be a maroon flag if that was one of Lydia's girls.
I said Milton's friends are giving child bride. His friends are giving college roommates. It's giving these are not your lifelong friends. But you're getting married at 24, allegedly. What was your next thought?
Mine jumps to the credit card conversation. I said, I feel like...
Relax!
Okay, then good.
I said, the Zapata jacket, are they for real getting married? Is it for real, or is this just jokes? It's giving, I would like a bachelorette party.
I just need Stacey to be for real.
I don't know if I want to
I need Stacey to be for real and start getting her P's and Q's together. Because are you going to say yes? Or are you playing with us? On word, she's going to say yes.
I feel like Milton... Sorry, I don't know why I just don't feel that. I feel like she's going to say yes because she's going to convince herself slowly, but we haven't gotten to the credit card conversation. But I still feel like they're going to get married, which Milton is alarming to me.
And Lydia?
No. Stacey and Izzy.
Yeah, Stacey
is the whole build-up.
Stacey's not catching up. She's having glimpses of weirdness, but then this is where I have to actually take into account the show is actually a thing because... They're not going to admit right away if they aren't going to say no.
Yeah.
So she's starting to have glimpses of this isn't what I like, but maybe this is where women have the capacity to settle if they want to. Because she could be like, no, I have glimpses that this man is not who I should be with. But she might just put up with it.
Oh, this is something I'm just now realizing. But you also have to acknowledge that, like, getting married and then coming off of a show like this, you also have the platform now. So, like, someone like him, whereas he would have a whole career in sales, he would whatever, he can now be an influencer, do some promotion, you know what I mean? Like,
no, but
money is always
look at what people from the Love is Blind past seasons have said. There's nothing that comes from...
It's not worth it.
There's not much that comes from it. Not only does the show not pay you much, but who are you influencing? Izzy? Ishmael?
He needs a bride.
Ishmael, who are you influencing? Maybe
Ishmael
your barber.
just sounds better. Like, if you really went by Ishmael, like, maybe you could have some... oomph behind you, but he's not an Ishmael. He's an Izzy, and that's what you made yourself your name. But like no, but from the start of the episode when because they started with Izzy and Stacy's marriage license, and I said, oh, they're for real. This is for real. And then I realized they're just giving us a B-roll. But like
yeah.
Like I think they're gonna get married, which is like a little.
I'm scared for Stacey, but I don't.
Why are you scared for Stacey? Stacey's not scared for Stacey.
I'm scared for her, but I'm like I want her to make the right decision, but. I'm not actually scared for if she says yes or not because
like her right decision is not
I wish people understood how jarring marriage can be.
What? Because you're over here thinking you want to save Stacey from a man. Stacey's choosing that man.
I'm not trying to save her from a man.
What are you trying to save her from?
I'm not trying to save her from anything because Stacey herself I don't like. I just wish she would understand that his motive is not that he loves her. His motive is that it's her meal ticket. But she, just like he does, tells on herself when she's like,
yeah.
I love you, but my dad would be our meal ticket. Yeah. I love you, but you're gaslighting me and only are passionate when you're talking about other women. It's like, but why are you actively walking it? It's like, all you want to be doing is having sex on the porch. Open your eyes, babe. Open them. The way he opened those cupboards to show you his paper plates, the way he opened that drawer to show you the rings, and open your eyes.
Open your eyes.
Open your eyes. Because what the hell? I don't care what happens to her. Let's keep that. Yeah. Let's keep that right on the.
Did anyone? I didn't watch last season. Did anyone get married?
Oh yeah, they did on last season. Oh yeah,
right.
This was
Chelsea and Apia. Yeah.
I was thinking of what's his name and singer and
Paul and that girl.
And Bliss.
Bliss and
and Zach.
I don't know. Okay, I guess people did.
And the black.
I'm just like trying to see if there's been a season where no one gets married. We've had a few divorces, but
the fact that they only have 2 couples this season is crazy. It's very crazy. Is there nothing going on in Houston? They should have
cut the cameras, like. But thinking about the fact that Renee and JP made it this far, that means they did initially start off with at least 5, right?
Yeah, they had to have.
JP and left, or they started off
Taylor
with
4. And JP, and then Renee and whoever she got married to were actually.
So that was 4.
So that's at least 4. And then the couple who apparently there's a lawsuit now of a couple who was like SA'd. There's a girl who came out and said she was SA'd. No, but they made it all the way to Mexico. No, it was not JP.
I mean,
it was a girl named Tran.
Oh, I did. I saw a TikTok of them on the beach. He was sitting next to someone.
I didn't see that, but I just
they were saying all the places they had to cut.
Yeah,
and it was this guy on the beach.
Which is why the beach scene was so
jarring. It was just
sparse.
Like, what is this?
It was so sparse. They had to cut so much out. The conversation was so lame. Everything was so bland.
It makes me like really assess like how we consume TV now because like if we didn't have TikTok or social media telling us like this is how it actually played out, we just watch the show and be like they're annoying. Yeah. Why do we only have 2 couples? So like what?
That's so true.
Like why do I know about Renee when the show didn't tell me about Renee?
What's your next thought?
I said Milton needs a constant reminder that Lydia is a bad bee. And then Lydia came out in her 2 dresses. It's because like he's over here talking to his friends. Like I'm just looking at his dweeby little friends, and he's trying on his little suits, talking about like. And I'm just thinking,
what did you think about their dinner?
Why do you just like to joke, bro?
Okay, because I'm like, why does she need to know that she's a bad bee? She's crazy.
Okay, we already discussed this. I said Lydia's talking about a wedding, not a marriage. Yeah, okay. What did I think about their conversation? Milton and Lydia's conversation. This is like a fight. Like, they are talking about a... Okay. I actually wrote no notes on this because I couldn't write at the time. But, like, their conversation... It's like they're actually talking truths, right?
Mm-hmm. That's what's weird. They're both actually
actually speaking on issues that are issues. Mm-hmm. But they're not, like, resolving it, or they're not, like... Lydia's still kind of being like, I don't even know what to say. Because they're both trying to be honest. Milton in his own way is like, I just want to like share things with you and I can't share things with you because I feel like you're judging. But then he's proceeding to judge her. And then she's like, but babe, this is who I am. Mm-hmm. Like, What do you want me? And then they're also fighting about roommate things. Like, you're fighting about this because you're marrying a 24-year-old.
Mm-hmm.
Like, yeah, he's not going to put up his towel and he leaves his food in the sink for 3 days. And yes, he's a dirty little nasty boy. Yeah.
Yeah, he's 24, babe. You chose that. That was you.
Remember this.
I had so many, like, weird feelings during it because I was like, damn, they're actually speaking about, like, this is the first time when Milton said, like, oh, our communication is so good. I was like, where? This is the first time I was like, oh, they actually kind of do. They actually, like, this is... Milton, like I said, takes a long time to process things, and this is where I'm like, he finally gets there and actually is putting it on the table, regardless of what her reaction is going to be, how he feels, right? So I was like, okay. I found myself a little frustrated that they weren't seeing eye to eye, or they were not getting what they needed to get across the table. But I was like, this is a part of a relationship, right? This is a part of, like, the tug and pull of, like, getting your point across. And then sometimes it takes someone else a little bit longer to figure out what you're saying. It takes someone else, it takes you hearing what they're saying and then being like, let me rethink how I brought it up. But I still was like, this is just a plain, like, clear view that you guys are not
like
compatible. This doesn't make sense. The man is 24 and arguing like a 24-year-old.
Yes, he says so many words. Do you know how many times he referenced calculus?
So does Lydia. She says things that don't. She's defending herself in that. This is how I respond. Take it or leave it. Because Uche was very much gaslighting her there, and if
she's like, how did you want me to respond?
How did you exactly? But if she wouldn't have shooed him off during that conversation, he would have been able to see. You want him to defend you and be there for you when you're erratic and sporadic, but you don't want him to. You didn't give him the space to see what was going on.
Even like his narrative of like, you're just so emotional and you're too emotional, which is right, but it's like also rooted in like misogyny and like a 24-year-old perspective on like emotion. Yeah, like her having emotions isn't like a negative thing, which he's trying to communicate, but he's making, because he'll say like, you're emotional, and then be like, but like that's not necessarily saying it's a bad thing, but you are, because you're because when she started talking, you're taking big old bites of your food to not listen to what she's saying. What you're saying is like, what you're trying to get across is that like, I don't think that you don't, and they don't regulate their emotions in a similar way, because Lydia's not regulating anything. She feels how she feels and she's getting it out. She said that episode 1. She said, I'm loud and I'm sassy and I'm Puerto Rican. But like,
it's every day on Puerto Rican.
I don't like, because I don't even know
I get what you're saying. No, I get what you're saying, because they were both right in that situation and both wrong, because she wasn't listening to him, but he wasn't listening to her, but it's rooted in, they don't need to be together. It's exactly. This is 24-year-old. They don't understand each other. Oh, they're always gonna have this. Because even when she said, he was talking about her emotions and being like, and where's that going to get you if you act this way and you lash out and you do this? And she said, it got me where I am today. Yeah. Because she said, because in my brain I was like, and thank you for saying that, because at the end of the day, it's worked for me. Fix your face. Exactly. Yeah. Like, because he's making it seem, and this is the 24-year-old like you can be like me, and like, when if somebody would do that to me, I would be like this. I don't, and is my name Milton? Sandra, the part of it that was really eating me alive, I was as he was talking, like, you just can't act like that, and like when you act like that, it's just like so irrational and so I was thinking of like a bunch of little 24-year-old Miltons, little engineers starting a startup. I was thinking, this is so gross, and this is how issues arise. Weird. As he was sitting there assessing emotions in the way that he is, and he thinks, yeah. I know, because I'm so logical, like I just really like eating. Really like, I get it. I was thinking, I see the little. You have so much experience with engineers too. I see, but not engineers like Milton. God forbid. Jesus. My engineers have emotional intelligence. They have enough emotional intelligence to then be emotionally detached. Manipulative. No, not manipulative. You're the only one dealing with manipulation. Please. That was very much projection. I felt it right away. You said manipulative. And check yourself. Anyway, but like, very much detached. You're right. And I wish you're right. I wish he could assess the seed that he had planted in the pods, where he said, I came on the show thinking I was so emotionally mature, whatever, but I'm not, and I have growth to do. But now he's stepped back into the real world, and he's like, I know it all. Yeah. I'm so logical. Why did he keep bringing up calculus, Sandra? No, but he's right though, because Milton is one of the few that's actually assessing the situation. If you really think about it, he just doesn't want to share. But it's only because nobody talks to Milton about anything. He can't talk to her. Because he's 24. And he's trying to say that. He said, I want to sell you things. That's what I'm saying. Like, if they both were mature enough, they could actually have a conversation about this. She could admit, the way Aaliyah was trying to with Uche, she could admit, I overreact sometimes. I respond this way, but you can't tell me to react differently just because you would react differently. You're not seeing me for who I am. And he can also admit, I cannot speak to you sometimes. It takes me a lot of time to process things, but even when I bring them to you, it's really hard to do that with you because of your response. But they can't do that because they're both emotionally, I hate to say it, but stunted. It's feeling stunted. Because, what the fuck? But you can also empathize, like I said, with the fact that this was a very heated situation. They both needed to kind of like...
Are you done with your notes?
Yeah, there's nothing really else. I was realizing there's nothing. That's why I closed it. There's nothing else I didn't take full notes on this.
All
I really said was... Yeah, I said... Izzy's gonna change right away when they get married, if they get married.
I think they're gonna get married.
I wrote about their credit card conversation. I said Stacey playing the fun girl act is catching up on her.
Pause! Because at first I said, why is Izzy packing his suitcase like that? Why does he just throw the pile of clothes? I said, this is so awkward.
And you could feel where, because the camera came on, he was like, okay, we should start talking now. Meanwhile, they both were not about to start talking.
Bro, I said...
Like a child.
The credit card, the truth comes out. The truth comes out.
He stuffed his clothes in there like a freaking child.
This is the same thing with Aaliyah and, like, in my brain being like, why did you not... To Uche, why did you not bring this conversation up earlier? Mm-hmm. And I'm glad... Because I started taking tiny notes. Because this is the part where it's like, at the end of the day, yes. Credit card debt or any amount of debt, finances is a very difficult, uncomfortable conversation. I doubt it. Sure? I don't believe that because it should have been.
So why is it a problem?
3,500.
3,500 is not a problem. If you have
Are you sure you don't want another zero
for 2 months? Yeah, exactly. No, but how would he be approved for more than that? 30. You're saying it was like 35,000?
Yes.
He would never be approved for a credit card 35,000.
You'd be surprised
with his job. Oh, that's true.
You can have multiple lines of credit. I've signed up for a credit card in 5 minutes.
That's true.
But
he's weird though.
Cause he kept. Okay, here's the thing.
We have to wrap this up
after. Okay, fine. Because credit card debt's embarrassing. Like I see why he wouldn't want to admit that because he's had ample opportunity. They had an entire conversation about finances. Mm-hmm. I said it last episode. I said you're talking about 401ks, XYZ. Why are you not discussing the credit card debt?
That's what Stacey said. Like, we had so many times to bring this up, and this is why I said the problem. And I have to empathize with women sometimes. The problem that we make is letting men talk too much because you guys have been talking about all the wrong things. And she's right. You gaslit me when you had so many times to bring this up. You didn't bring it up because he thought you were the fun girl, like you wanted to play the fun girl. But Johnny knew about that day too, and that's a problem. She was still gonna be with you. Two sides of the coin, and he's been winning either way. That's why he went to. Izzy is really.
He couldn't even take accountability in that conversation because he said, at the end of the day, I wasn't trying to hide it from you. That's why I told you. But you were trying to hide it from me because you had ample opportunities to tell me. You waited until now. I could have thought this through. We could have talked about it together. We could have discussed it when we discussed finances.
When Izzy lies, he doesn't even lie because he tells on himself every single time if you just let him talk. If you watch his body, I keep looking at the mirror instead of looking at the camera. If you let him talk, he literally tells on himself. And you just gave the last example. He literally says to you, I'm not trying to lie to you. I'm not trying to hide it from you. But that's what I've done for 5 weeks, Stacey. I've actually hid this from you. The fact that I'm in debt and I need your father to bail me.
To bail me out. He said, and I'm sick because he said it wasn't even that bad. It was $3,500. It's just bad credit. Then why wouldn't you say that? And it's not just bad credit. It's clearly impulse control because he says, I don't have a credit card. And she said that too. She said, you didn't, and I wish.
Meanwhile, what are you buying? Paper plates and red soda cups?
Him twice. She goes, so when I asked you, why don't you have a credit card? You didn't think to tell me that.
Literally.
You didn't even think about it. And he did.
And he did. He absolutely did. He thought about it and he repressed it.
And then he said, he did stitch on himself because he goes, I was just thinking I would like it to be a more formal conversation.
Exactly.
So you thought about it and you thought, no, this would be too informal to
now that I think about it, he's actually more manipulative than we thought.
Men are never stupid as you think.
If you actually think about like the drawer conversation, that was premeditated. He was a bit premeditated with that. And then he snitched on himself when he said, do you think I'm trying to throw all these women in your face? That's exactly what you plan to do here. That's exactly what you plan to do. You plan to leave these stupid rings here for these wanted. How many women that you've been able to with your paper plates and red soda cups and come and they. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if he took those rings off them in their sleep to hide them and keep. Because why was he so pressed to open that drawer and tell her? You think? Don't be materialistic, babe.
It's so sickening to me.
Girls.
It's so sickening to me. Call me shallow.
Weird.
Call me shallow all you want, but I will never marry you into a financial problem.
He's never
like
he's a liar.
Bad finances?
Yeah, he's a liar.
Like what are the other reasons for divorce? Bad finances and something else. But like whatever.
Disagreements about finances is the number one.
Deceptive. Why are you lying? Why are you lying? He wants a cookie. He said I did tell you. That's what I'm telling you now.
And it's gonna be even more sick when Stacey watches the show back and realize the girl that you're yelling at, girl that
she knew in those pods.
Yappa saying all this, she knew that before.
And she said it. No, that was her two things. Because don't get me wrong, everyone talks a little doo doo on a man that really vexed them. But those were her two things. She said, I don't even think he's ready for marriage. He's telling me about his credit card debt. And what did she say about Stacey? She said something a little sneaky about Stacey. I don't remember.
During the fight, she did say Stacey's deceptive, but that's
no. Like in the pods, right when Izzy proposed to Stacey and they had
Johnny. This is where Johnny was kind of giving me it. She was annoying me a little bit because it felt like she was talking about Stacey too much. Yeah. But I see where her intuition was coming in because Stacey was being weird.
She's talking about Stacey, but it's also like a soundbite. She's
like it's not gonna work between them. But I was like, Johnny, how do you know that? But she knew.
We took it as a place of bitterness, but it was also like she knew the man that she was
Stacey was being weird. Yeah, Stacey was being weird as hell. Okay, any additional / closing thoughts?
I'll just wrap up in saying that like I was right about Izzy wanting to marry into a family that'll just take him in with a hug, because when he heard about, and I did say that, yeah, because when he heard about Johnny's like past relationship experiences and then talking about how her family like kind of perceives her partners, he was like,
he was scared.
Can't marry into this one.
He was scared. He was
like
scared.
They're gonna find out about me. I'm not the perfect man.
Yeah.
Stacey's family though, who cares? They said he's exactly what she needs because they have the money to fund it.
Izzy's literally just here for his own needs. Yeah, for sure.
That's what men are there for. Men will marry the best possible situation.
No, but honestly, Stacey showing her ass has really...
It's really been a damper. It's been
it's kind of vindicated me a little bit because I was gaslighting myself at the beginning. I was like, maybe you're right. She's just being smart. But no, she's scary a little bit. You're right. The basis of it is she's not a girl's girl and she's letting Izzy, a man with
not only are you choosing
no direction, just take you, gallivant you across the world.
Her being what is she? A spin instructor? I wasn't looking at what workout they were doing. Pilates? What were they doing?
Pilates.
I didn't actually look at the TV spin. I was like, this makes sense. Her sitting in this room yelling at people.
Yeah. She's like, come on, guys. And then here he comes with his plunger and his gift and his Monday flowers.
These things aren't even funny to me. When he took her on that little plane ride talking about her dad said love is first class, so here she is crawling into a literal bunker. I said he thinks he's funny. And this is what you're setting up for the rest of your fucking life. This is what you want to do?
Instead of Stacey to listen to her father.
She wants to act like I'm just... Because she's such a non-girl's girl, she's like, yeah, I'm just down for whatever. Meanwhile, you're looking at this tin can that's about to take you into the sky.
He sent you that plunger for a reason.
He said, what?
He's about to take your life down the toilet. He said, you're going to need this, babe.
And she's thinking, this is so funny.
This is the sweetest thing anyone's ever done for me. What the babe. Baby girl.
And it's even worse because she...
What's your name? Let me talk to you. I need to talk to her,
We're forgetting that she clogged the toilet on their honeymoon.
Oh.
So that plunger has a deeper meaning. He said, because I know you're going to need this later. He said, you're going to do one part. I just remembered it right now.
What was the note that he wrote on there?
I don't remember, because I don't care about
Stacey.
Because I don't care about these people.
Stacey, we need to talk.
What are you talking about? That's her husband now. This was recorded in 2022. Yeah. 2022.
I wonder how they feel watching the show back sometimes. I think about that.
To be fair, I know that
would be...
In my mind, they have to be married, right? Because Izzy has gotten substantially more attractive. I saw a clip of him on a podcast, and men can't get hotter. Men don't get hotter after a breakup. They just stay the same where they're... You know what I mean?
That's the thing about... Honestly, I'm thinking about the fact... When you just said that, I'm thinking about the fact that women like Stacey will... I shouldn't even say it like this, but like... Women like... I hate to generalize, but women like Stacey will literally get in there and double down.
What do you mean?
Like, even after watching the show, even after seeing how things played out,
she's gonna get to double down and
be like, you guys were wrong. You guys were still wrong.
Because look at us, we're married now. Because everyone thinks marriage is the prize. Okay.
Good luck.
Ask yourself if you're happy,
See
because
you in 5
that's
years.
the real barometer.
See you in 10 years. We'll see
She will double down.
what kind of wrinkles and what kind of stress will be upon your body. God forbid.
I
don't wish ill on anybody, but
a part of me is like fingers crossed, because I feel like some people need time to reflect, and you only get to do that when you watch yourself back, and that's a level that you don't always get in real life. Whereas I feel like people who are more emotionally intelligent can process in real time.
Yeah, but that's the thing about people. And I don't think I hate to keep generalizing like this, but people like Stacey will literally, she wants to win more than she wants to like learn. So it makes her feel better to watch it and be like, no, I'm vindicated and I was right.
But there's no, but in my brain, there's no way you can watch this back and not see.
You can see it, but people like her, even looking back to like them in the pods, right?
Yeah.
I feel like a little part of her could sense that maybe Johnny and him do have a more vulnerable connection. But this is what I mean by like people like her, not to generalize, but people like her would rather win at the end than learn from it. Because if you can sense the fact that this isn't it, I should see myself and see what I could learn from this. No, she would rather vindicate herself and be like, no, our marriage actually is what I was trying to tell you guys it is. And keep going down this path instead of saying, damn, everything that I was feeling, everything that I was thinking, everything that I had a sense about was correct and I can see it in real time. Let me figure it out from here. But you're already married, so what else are you going to do? You've already gone so far.
I zoned out a little in there because clearly...
It's okay.
This episode is finished. This episode is done.
This has been a lot of Wahala.
I wish Love is Blind would be finished.
I know.
But you'll get another episode from us, and then we can talk about ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
Let's talk about ourselves. Let's talk about ourselves. Yeah, not too much. Not too much, though.
Not too much detail. Not too much information.
I just want to have an actual chat. We haven't had actual sister chats because we've been
I know. Training. If we get anyone actually... I'm trying to think. If we get anyone, like, actually... like seeing and commenting and watching once we actually start talking about ourselves enough.
If you want,
maybe leave like questions or leave like,
because right now it's just friends and buddies, guys.
Yeah, we want to actually interact with you guys. So,
but for now we can just talk about ourselves.
Yeah,
give them something to ask.
Anyway, bye guys. Deuces. I gotta use the restroom.
Cut the cameras.